Man, I can't wait till I get on. I can't wait till I get on. I can't wait till I get on. I can't wait till I get on.
What's up, what's up, what's up? We are back with the mashup. I am Gene.
And I'm Trey.
And this is the mashup. How you guys doing today? It's been a long break for us, but we are glad to be back to give you our podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing peachy keen, just lovely. I mean, you know, the world's on fire, but
The world is definitely on fire, but we're trying to cool it off here. As y'all know, at Patuxent Brewing Company, we are neutral. All right, but definitely we are glad to be back. It's been a long time. I'm telling you, it's been a long time. So forgive us. We got to get back into the groove of things. That means we just got to drink more beer. And I picked the wrong time to do a dry January, but that is ending today. As you can see, we have one of our stouts that are debuting this weekend, which is our Gentleman Stout. It is our Honey Oatmeal Stout, and it is fantastic. I've already had 2 of them, so if I'm slur, don't get mad.
Listen to that. Can you hear it? Oh, it's so delicious. I'm awesome.
Oh, yeah. That's the beer talk.
That was the beer.
That was
supposed to be the beer.
Exactly. But, hey, guys, we missed you guys, and
we have.
Definitely we got something great in store for today. Watts was out on location, and when we mean out on location, she was on Zoom, and she interviewed our now what is the correct
Commissioner President.
County Commissioner President.
Commissioner
President of Charles County. All right. So if you don't know, we don't have a mayor, we don't have a governor, nothing like. Well, we're not a state, so we wouldn't have a governor. We have a county commission of about 5 or 6 different folks on the board, mm-hmm. And our county is broken up into different districts, and we have a president of that council. So Watts actually interviewed him through Zoom, and it was a great interview. And I mean, he's been an ally for us, and he's been an ally for a lot of businesses and a lot of people here in the community. Definitely. Yeah. So we're gonna interview Mr. Ruben. Oh, I should know his last name. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Don't get mad at me, please.
Where
Ruben,
you live
do not
at?
Get mad at me.
Where you live at? Do you live in Charles County? Oh, yeah. You got your Waldorfian car
Ruben,
back.
I had to think of Bootsy Collins to remember the last name. So Ruben Collins. So Ruben, don't get mad at me, all right?
Baby Bubba. On the mothership.
Definitely. She did a fantastic interview with Ruben, and man, I can't wait to put that on, and that's gonna be on during our next segment. But we just want to catch you guys up on what's been going on with the brewery and everything. We won a fantastic, and I mean a fantastic grant that we were very surprised that, I mean, we all was crying basically. But yeah, what's that noise machine?
I ain't do it right. I'm trying. How do you do an air horn?
Basically, there's this organization, 8 Trails Pill. I said it right. Yep. Yes. 8 Trails Pill out in California. We're talking about West Coast people. We're East Coast, they're West. All right. And they created this organization basically for the betterment of Black businesses, Black breweries, because it's not a lot of us out there, and they created this organization basically to help us, succeed, because guess what? A lot of our businesses, we don't have the extra help. We're not super rich and everything. We're starting from the ground up. So they had the forward thinking to create a business or create an organization to help those businesses like us to succeed.
And it's really revolutionary when you think about it, because they actually, with the 8 Trail Pills grant, they are sowing seeds of investment
mm-hmm.
and love into different beverage, owners at all different levels.
At all different levels. So we're talking about production. We're talking about sales.
Just starting up to people who are really booming, but they still need that push to keep going. So it was really, really awesome.
So you want to tell them what we won?
We won $25,000.
$25,000.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
So we asked you to go on Instagram, check out 8 Trails Pill, check out Crown and Hops.
Crowns and Hops?
Yeah, Crowns and Hops, excuse me. And, just read about them. They're also online. And it was a fantastic thing. We're still doing a lot of media stuff, promoting it. Matter of fact, tonight we actually are going to be on IG Live, so we're going to be on there. It should still be on there. It'll be recorded by the time this is released, but just check it out. You know, Davey, we're going to get him on camera. We actually got on Clubhouse. We're figuring out Clubhouse. That might be a new medium for us too.
And I loved how they really, you know, they really gave Davey a lot of roses on Clubhouse.
Definitely.
And just to have him featured on there with so many other amazing brewers and, you know, talented people was great.
If you have not checked out the Clubhouse app, definitely check it out. Shameless plug, Clubhouse, you need to contact us because we're throwing you out there. It's an awesome app, you know. If you like podcasts, but you like how can I put it? If you like talking on the phone, I guess, because it's almost like you're talking on the phone.
Remember the hotline used to be back in the day?
Hotline, basically.
It's like the hotline back in the day. We call, you know, wait for your parents, get that, pull that cord in the room.
Exactly. And like
what
you can
do?
literally,
where you at?
You can literally drop into like different rooms and like hear different conversations. And last night we were on there, and I mean, it was like 2 hours, and it was like totally amazing. Totally amazing. But we won the grant, and that's going to really help us, and it's going to help in production. It's going to help us to continue making great product for you guys, and it's going to help around here. And I mean, that came at like an awesome time, you know. And as we're coming into a new year, 2021 already. You know, we're going to continue, you know, just doing what we've been doing, and you're going to see us back hopefully pretty soon at our liquor stores where we've been pushing our product, 301 Pale Ale. You might see another product out there. I don't know. We'll see. But 301 Pale Ale is definitely going to be making a comeback. So Baltimore, thank you for all the love. Charles County, thank you for all the love. And we hope to get some more places to push 301 Pale Ale. All right. So you guys ready to see this interview?
I know I am. It was really, really informative.
All right,
extremely.
So stay tuned, and we're going to post the interview, and you guys just sit back and enjoy.
I really just appreciate you for your time. Thank you for honoring us to answer some questions that we have, and we're just thankful for you to be here because we know how hectic your schedule can be. So thanks for coming on, and first and foremost, how are you doing today?
Doing very well. Happy New Year to you.
We made it another year. That's always a blessing. Definitely. So I don't want to waste too much of your time, but I did have a couple of questions for you, and hopefully if you have any questions for us or any comments to people who will be watching and listening, you know, have at it. It's pretty informal here. So first, I just wanted to, I guess, if you're not aware already, what the president commissioner does for Charles County or for a board, could you just go into that a little bit about what your role is, what you do within the government?
Well, Charles County operates under what's called a Code Home Rule, which establishes a governing body of 5 commissioners. I am the actual presiding officer or president of the board. And with our form of government, you actually run for the presidency. Where it differs from, I think, what most people think about when they're looking at government, they think of like a mayor, or they think of, as an example, Prince George's County, where you have a county executive. And so that you have 2 separate bodies that actually govern. So you have the county council in Prince George's County, and you have the executive office or the county executive. Our county is like a hybrid because the board commissioners are the actual governing body, so they act as the legislature and as the actual executive branch of government as well. Which I've been a strong advocate for the county changing to a more central executive type form, like having a county executive and a county council, because that's where you have the separation of powers, and and you have that balance in governing. But in 2014, the county actually went forward with through a referendum, but at that time it was clear that citizens weren't prepared for that, and so it failed at the ballot. But I think the county is at a stage now where it should probably be a charter form of government. So, but I'm the residing officer over the county's overall business. Um, and within that capacity, and I'm essentially the person that develops the overall agenda for the county.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a huge task, I'd imagine, to take on and to have the responsibility for.
Right. And see, it would be easier, like if I was the county executive, to set the agenda, because I don't have to try to appease, 4 other people. But the balance is, and I think in the long run, it helps you hone your skills, because you gotta be a deal maker, and you gotta be able to, work with people. You can't, if you want things to move forward. I mean, you could play it like, okay, it's my show, I'm gonna do whatever I want, but then guess what? You're gonna be by yourself, and you're not gonna move anything, So you gotta,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta, kind of agree to things that you may not strongly support, in order to get support from
Mhm.
on the push. But that's politics, you know what I mean? So
Man. So, I mean, within saying that, then your role, the board's role, but particularly your role, is almost vital to not only our county, but then also to surrounding counties and to Maryland in general, then, no?
oh yeah, we are a regional player now. In Charles County, we are part of the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments. We've been a full member for going on a decade now, and because
Wow.
of that, it provides opportunities for us to be regional players and to have our voice heard throughout the metropolitan region. And so, in addition to that, we're part of
Mm.
the Southern Maryland region. But we're a growing community. We're very progressive, and as a result of that, we're more reflective of the um, metropolitan region at large, as opposed to what is traditionally being considered, Southern Maryland with Calvert and St. Mary's. A lot of our interests are frankly a
Right.
little different than St. Mary's and Calvert. Those are very conservative
Mm.
counties. Their entire elected leadership is Republican. Their
Mm.
elected bodies of commissioner are all white men. I mean, it's totally different when you
Wow.
look at,
Even for
those
St.
counties.
Mary's?
Yeah, St. Mary's is their board of commissioners are all white men. Their representatives in the legislature are all white men. They don't even have women, white women.
Wow. Wow. But that kind of goes back to what you were saying, cliche, but no man is an island, right? So not only do you have to find a way to navigate and work with opposing views and things here in the county, but also, I guess what you're saying, even with the Washington metropolitan area, you still have to really make sure that you can work with other people so that you can get what we need, and the same for those other places. So that's a lot. Wow.
You want to accomplish something. That's, I mean, it's easy
Solution oriented.
right? Right. It's easy to do your own thing, but I mean, if you really want to accomplish something and be
Mm.
effective, you got to learn to work with others.
So that kind of gears into the next question when it comes to these areas uh, where I see our people, but they may not be represented on boards or on their local government. For young people, for young adults watching, even for older people who are interested in local government, can you just tell them about your background, where you're repping, where you came from, and then kind of how you navigated into a role within servicing the community?
I I was born in the district, but my family moved to Charles County when I was real young, and so
Mm,
I grew up in this county. The county is a totally different kind of county now than it was when I was growing up. I mean, the county then was probably like 70% uh, majority population. Uh, it was uh, population was maybe like 70,000 people. Um, it was just a different kind of mindset. Um,
yeah.
the county now is a majority African American population. It's also, and it will be determined definitively with the results of the 2020 census. It will be the wealthiest majority Black jurisdiction in the entire nation.
Wow.
And most of that,
Uh-oh, PG.
but where did that come from? It came from people moving here from Prince George's County. That's where it
They
came
didn't
from.
have a choice. Some of
Yeah.
us didn't have a choice. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's where that wealth,
Wow. Wow. Wow.
and the thing is, I mean, people that move here, you got to be able to buy a house. You can't, it's not like, and that's why we have that wealth, because people here, they're purchasing homes,
Mm.
you know?
And
So
that's another thing too. People don't think about when you're invested in your community, you have property there. You're going to hopefully assure that that area stays, flourishing economically, just the environment, everything, because you are completely invested with your time, your money, and your family in that area. Do you hope to see, continue that with our county here?
no, absolutely. I mean, and that's, just reading statistically, it's contrary to the way most developments are, particularly when a community moves from being majority population to majority minority. It tends to become less wealthy. But that we've seen the total opposite in Charles County. It's become wealthier and more highly educated. Basically, you more highly educated Black
Wow.
people
I was
are moving here. So, I mean, that's a good thing.
when I was looking at the U.S. Census Bureau, y'all have done amazing things here. I mean, when you're talking about education, not just high school graduation rates, but college graduation rates. It's just amazing to see, again, from someone who grew up here where there was a wigwam, you didn't have the mall, you didn't have anything here, how this county has truly progressed.
Mhm.
Were your parents that way? Did they instill a lot of you into kind of getting into the service
Yeah,
arena and working
my
locally
father was
to?
a public school teacher,
Hmm.
former Marine, but and my mother was a seamstress, and she worked in public school system part-time, but they never really like encouraged, running for public office or anything. But what they did encourage was that you be aware of what's
Hmm.
going on in your community. And so they were both members of like the NAACP. They were both, an integral part of like, the church that I grew up in. I mean, they
Hmm.
were, and they kind of built a foundation for me to be interested in, the community, and it was more so for me, I wanted to be a part of how decisions were made, and that's
Hmm.
one of the reasons why I wanted to be a lawyer. That's why I went to law school. While I was in law school, I was a community organizer, because I wanted to, in Southeast Washington, because I wanted to be a part of the community. And a lot of that really prepared me for public office.
Hmm. Do you now, kids today, just like when we were growing up, they kind of tend to get a bad rap. And I think that's just a generational thing. We always complain about the generations. Do you see a pattern of them being inspired to really do what you're doing and have a say in decision making, being advocates for whatever it is they want to change within their environments or communities?
No, I'm inspired by many of the young people that I see. I mean, because what they have is a willingness to just say, I'm not even gonna wait my turn. I'm just gonna go for it now, and for good or bad, but I actually respect that. I think traditionally, with my generation, it was more so, okay, you put the pieces together, then you prepare, like, you know, then you say you want to run for this, but you do this to have the foundation in place, then you do that, then you go for higher office. But young people now are like, you know what? If my intention was to be at that higher office, I'm just gonna go for it now, and just see what happens. It's
You never know when you're gonna go. It's like, let's get your
right.
time to shine.
And guess what? Sometimes you see them being successful, you know, and then the worst that can happen is, okay,
Yeah.
you have a setback. Well, guess what? That life is full of setbacks. So you just, okay, you learn from that and then you move forward. So I'm inspired by the young people that I see. They're more aggressive, and I think my generation, and I think there's definitely an increased commitment in making the community better. That's what I see with the young people that I'm
Mhm.
exposed to.
That's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. Just briefly, are there any organizations that you would recommend when it comes to them being advocate or, kind of working with decision making that's going on within their local area? I know NAACP would be a great one, of course, their local
Right.
chapter,
In the
but
county,
just for any youth.
we actually have something called Citizens Academy. Um, and your
Hmm.
first class, but it's for adults, but it does provide, possibilities, I think, for young people, to learn more about how county government is run. It's like an academy, so you go, it's kind of formal, but
Hmm.
it's a great way to learn about how county government operates, and I
That's
think
awesome.
we're looking at other ways to expose young people to that kind of program. Um, the other thing is, I would suggest, like, volunteering with nonprofit organizations like Lifestyles. You mentioned the NAACP, but just really being able to understand the dynamics of the community that you live in. An organization like Lifestyles is a
Okay.
great idea. I don't know if you heard of what's it called? What's the name of it? The Arnold House. They
Okay.
do
Yeah.
a lot of good work. We also have a summer youth employment program, you know, um, and I want to encourage more youth to look at that program because it's a partnership with small business owners, in the community, and it's similar to, like, the big ones like in DC,
Okay.
where basically you have a job for the summer. You can kind of, at the applications stage, you give an idea of what kind of work you want to do, and they'll find like a partner for you, and you'll have, as a um, employer, you'll have basically free summer employment, and you'll be able to train kids. And a
Wow.
lot of times what happens is these young people do so well that they end up being hired, because of the
Mm.
age ranges 16 through 24, I believe. So
Okay.
so you have young adults that go through this process, and a lot of times they get hired, because they take advantage of it and they do a good job.
That's really, really good tidbit. So if everyone's listening, I will make sure that at the end of the videos, once it's released, we have all of those information, all of those great nuggets that he just mentioned as well. Now, just a few more questions. I don't want to keep you, but uh, a few of us here at Patuxent even, we initially met you at one of the quarterly business roundtable meetings that luckily the county here holds. And I remember even then, and this was before you were president, you were just constantly, we need entrepreneurs, whatever your dream is, whatever, get it going. The small business is the backbone of this community. And, how, I guess maybe I don't know or others don't know, how important really is small businesses? Because it seems people keep saying they're the backbone of their area. What does small business really do for these locations?
What it does is it becomes really the major employer, for any community. I mean, that's what I see. And most of the statistics suggest that in terms of employment, it's the small businesses that are the primary employers in a community. You have large employers like, here, like the Board of Education. I think they're the largest employer. But it's the small businesses that really, develop, your overall economy, because
Wow.
it provides jobs. And that's why, I've really, with this term in particular, I really emphasize building our minority business enterprise program. We're in the midst right now of an actual MBE, what's called an MBE disparity study, to look at our overall procurement process to make sure that it's fair, and it's and minorities and women women businesses in the county, are not discriminated against when they attempt to to bid on government contracts.
Right.
That's important to me, because that's how you build wealth, through federal and local contracting. I mean, you look in in the district, Marion Barry, he was instrumental in building wealth in the Black community that spread to Prince George's County and is now spreading here.
Yeah.
Maynard Jackson in Atlanta, Georgia, he did the same thing decades ago, just focusing on, making sure that these government contract opportunities are available for everyone. And, and that's really why it was important to me to really focus on that. And that's why you saw me at these small business things, because I want to provide, as much information to small business owners so they can know how to do business with the county, and to know what resources are available within the county to help your business grow. Because our economic development department, it's positioned to kind of help small business owners and direct you to resources such as the SBA, just to assist you in just little things on how to, do your paperwork, how to keep your books in order. I mean, a lot of these things that people don't really know how to do. But they're important if you really want to be a successful business person,
So is the minority forum still happening as well too?
Well, I mean, because of COVID, and they turned into everything is more virtual. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's still going on. So definitely,
Okay. So make sure you're looking out for those as well. Yeah.
I mean, what I try to do with those is to just give exposure to, different small businesses throughout the county. I just think, just that little exposure for some, that means a lot,
And it's great networking as well, because I've met wonderful businesses that I wasn't aware of until I went to those forums, even the virtual ones. So I'm really glad that you're still going to do those. That's wonderful. And then I know this is probably a corny question, but I'm going to anyway. It's very easy for us to forget that you're human, that you have a family, that they can read. And I'm just curious, what can we do as citizens, as business owners, to help you all? are there things we can do?
I mean, one is to become active in, the decision-making process for the board, because what your influence, I think, is probably not fully appreciated by you as citizens. Um, I had a conversation earlier today with a young man, who was inspired by a recent killing of a 19-year-old in the county, and he just wanted to do something. And I was telling him, the youth programs and services, by you participating when we are putting together our budget, and you demanding that the county put more resources towards youth programs and services, guess what? We'll do it. When
Okay.
when my colleagues see that, okay, this is where the people want to go. I think that's something that citizens don't fully appreciate. And I get it. I think, a lot of the work that we do on a day-to-day, 90% of the people are not even paying attention to, but yet it's impacting virtually every aspect of their lives, the decisions that we're making. And so
Yeah.
I encourage people to kind of follow what we're doing. I think with social media, I think the county is steadily becoming better in getting information out to the public. But I would encourage people to, and right now meetings are virtual, but listen in. And once we get back in the public, attend, these public meetings, attend the town hall meetings that I hold and other commissioners hold during the course of the year. I mean, that's where you learn a lot. That's where your questions are answered. And that's where you have a lot of influence, because, when you're in front of, these people, I mean, like you said, they're human beings. I'm a human being. And when I see someone that's coming at me with, something passionately, and particularly when it's something that, I certainly agree with, like youth programs and services, or investing more in small business development. I mean, that's going to influence just a person's thinking. So that's where I would, kind of really encourage people to really kind of follow the money, follow how, our budget process begins. It's going to really start in earnest, the latter part of this month, just the initial phases of it, and it ends like in the late spring, when we actually vote on the budget. But and
Mhm.
and I'd be glad, through you and and others, to kind of keep you, apprised of like the process.
Okay. That's wonderful. So our will as the people really can make a difference. You are a firm believer in that.
I mean, it definitely, I'm
You
telling
know
you, it does.
it.
It does. It does. You know, yeah. No, I mean,
Man, it's
the loudest voices are the ones that are heard.
okay. Okay. So if my kids and I want to really, because I think you brought up a good point too, um, where some of us live or things that happen, just life, as you said, some of us are trying to just stay alive every day. The last thing we really want to worry about is what y'all are doing or what's going on here
Right.
and there. But you're right. You're right. It is extremely instrumental and important. So I'm going to do a better job of that too. So thank you for mentioning that, because it's our civic right. It's our duty, almost. So I appreciate that. I wasn't going to do this, but I know that you've had a wonderful background and a rich history of people that you've been able to meet. Is there any one particular person or just someone that you just were really struck by when you met, or that you really are thankful that you had the opportunity to meet along the way as you've been going?
I mean, early on, there was a woman, her name was Salome Howard. She was like the leader of
Mm,
the NAACP, like in the 70s and 80s, which she used when she was president, during the county used to have this annual summer youth event where she would have, and she would have it like at her home, where it was like a youth, I forgot what it was called, but it would be like hundreds of high school kids throughout the county coming like basically in her front yard. It was called a jubilee. Youth jubilee,
Whoa.
and especially during those days, you didn't have the interconnectedness of kids from like the western side of the county to like the eastern side, like Waldorf with Bryan's Road. So that brought all these kids together, and and it was just amazing because everything she did was like to encourage young people, to participate in the process and to be informed. And she was just a tremendous woman. She was a tremendous leader, and as a result of her influence, um, myself along with several African American lawyers in the county, we created the Salome A. Howard uh, Black Bar Association. And even though she wasn't a lawyer, her influence in terms of
Oh,
fighting
you're
for
breaking up
justice.
again. Sorry. There you go.
No, I was saying we created the Salome A. Howard Black Bar Association in her honor, and because of her
Oh,
legacy,
wow.
and you know,
Wow.
just in terms of somebody, I would always say that just in terms of Charles County,
Yeah.
he was very influential to me, just
Wow.
to be a participant, and want to be a part of what's going on in this community.
Wow. I can't even imagine how those parties were. I know that was a good time. That's so cool. That is so cool.
Now
God.
they had the little go-go bands, and I mean,
Ah,
hey, no, it was
you had
no,
the moves back there.
right, right. I mean, but, I mean, how most of the fellas, back then, we was just chilling, just
You
chill,
just be like
right,
this.
right, just chilling, you know. But I
I've
mean,
seen some pictures
that
of
was
you with
great
Chuck
stuff.
before.
No, I mean that was great stuff. But no,
Man, that's cool. That's so cool. Is there anything else that you just want us to know as citizens? The people out there listening, even the go-go community, are there things that we should know just from you, from the horse's mouth as our commissioner president?
well, I mean, just continue to stay informed, continue to follow, the basic uh, uh, re- requirements out there dealing with COVID. I mean, we want to get through this. Uh, a vaccination distribution process is being put in place. Obviously, the elderly they're that first priority group, but really kind of follow and track these things as things proceed. Also, look out for town hall meetings that I will be holding, as well as the other commissioners, because that's one thing about this board. Almost all the commissioners hold, town hall meetings to keep the people informed on what's going on, and you can always reach out to me if you have questions about what's going on in county government, because this is our government, and so I really follow that whole belief in the people are government, and so that's why I want to hear from you, and particularly when it comes to making decisions on the budget. You know.
That's really important. I probably have a million questions I really want to ask you, but I just really, really, again, for Patuxent, you've seen our grind. You've seen a lot of these small businesses grind, but, like you said, we press forward, and, if we ever had questions or anything, you all are right there. And I just appreciate having a board and having a presiding member for our board that is on board, no pun intended, with, you know, really inspired, just really being inspiration to us and really helping us own in on that entrepreneurial spirit. So kudos to you. I know it's, you know, it's not always easy, but we truly appreciate you in this county. So thank you both. Thank you all, really.
No, I appreciate that. And I mean, I definitely appreciate you and Patuxent. I mean, because you're on the cusp of something, and I just view you and I think about the future of the county, just seeing that type of spirit. You're really like at the, that foundational stage. And I just think, and I'm confident that we'll see like this uptick, with these more progressive thinking type people. We'll have more venues for entertainment in the county. All of these things. I think as we continue to mature as a community, we'll see these things develop further. And Patuxent is certainly like, there at that cusp, really getting these things going. I mean, because I just going to other parts. I forgot what county it was. I think it's Harford County. I want you to, we didn't have it last year, but I'm part of what's called the Maryland Association of of Governments.
Wow.
And MACO, every year, whoever the president of MACO is, the annual meeting is held in that county. And I think in 2019 it was held in Harford County, and so one of the stops when they were showing businesses was this brewery there. I don't know if you heard about, but I'm telling you, Tranice, I mean, it was, I kept the whole time I was thinking about Patuxent. Because they had a nice spot. It was like an old facility, and you could see like those great big old those
oh yeah, the fermenters and everything in there.
right.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I could just see there. And and the guy was saying it took, it takes time to get there, but the
Yeah.
spot, the location, I mean, they served, they had a restaurant there, so so you had that whole ambiance. But I can see that, and because that's the kind of stuff with younger people moving in the community. That's the kind of entertainment options that they're looking for, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm telling you. That's why the county really wanted this, be a partner with you, to see you grow. And that's just the honest truth. I mean, you guys you're doing great work, and we will continue to be supportive.
We appreciate that. Were you worried about us having beer here when you first heard
I mean,
coming to
I
make some beer
knew.
for you all?
Well, I mean, I just because I was, I
I
was
would be.
reading about, just breweries, and and you seeing like a lot of the urban centers. That's like the chic thing, to have these, because it's attracting those young people, and that's what we want. I mean, we really want
Yeah.
that.
Wonderful. Well, again, I thank you. I receive everything that you're saying about us. And same to you. If we can do anything, if we can hold anything here to help out, particularly when it comes to our youth, whatever color they may be, please do keep us in mind for that, because they all we got.
Yeah, straight up. But I'm gonna hold you up on that, right?
Uh-oh, man. I'm down. I'm definitely down, because I got, you can't see her, but my Mimi on her learning right now, and I'm going to be grading some papers soon. But I believe in them, and I believe in what they can do for us, because, like you said, they're fierce, and I love it. So yeah, we're down. Anytime you need us, we're here. So thank you so much. Please do continue to let us know when you're having the minority forums. And once again, for everyone watching, I will definitely have every bit of information, the links and whatnot, to all of the good things that he was speaking about today. So you won't miss out on any of those things. You can check it out yourselves. And then just again, don't forget what he said. Like, we have a amazing gift to be able to get out there to not completely harass him, but bother the board in the best possible way, to make sure that our county is growing, is safe, and has opportunities for our kids. So don't forget what he said. Just do it. Just get out there and make sure that you're active within the community here. Well, we will be here whenever you're ready to have something. Please do let us know. And thank you again. We will how the county's going as we're moving on into the future. So thank you, Commissioner President.
Thank you. So
all right. Be safe. Right? All right. Take care.
All right. See you later.
Bye-bye. So that was our Commissioner President, Reuben Collins from Charles County. And he said so many pointed things that I know that I too am not the best at when it comes to staying completely committed, staying completely informed to what's going on, because we have our own lives. But he is absolutely right, because our lives are entwined with the decisions they make. So when they're doing these budget hearings, these budget meetings, we should be there. We should be online listening, paying attention to every line item to see how it's going to help our lives so that we aren't struggling so much, so that our kids do have opportunities and places to go. They are staying active in a positive manner, so they're not getting into trouble, because it's just human nature as kids to find something to do if you have nothing to do. So he's, again, youth services, opportunities for them, places for them to go, to hang out, to learn are so important, because they're going to grow up and they're going to be in charge of this county, of other counties. So again, I'm going to implore you all to stay on top of what's going on. I will make sure that when they're having the budget hearings, I'll send links for those as well. But again, thank you for watching. And if there was any questions I did not touch on and you do want to know from Commissioner President himself, please do send them our way. Email them to us at contact@patuxentbrewing.com, and we will try to get them answered for you. Thank you and have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Hey, welcome back.
Yo, welcome.
That was a tough interview.
I mean, when I tell you this man knows his stuff, extremely knowledgeable.
Look.
Great.
Even though I jacked up his last name, sorry, Ruben, don't get on me, all right? I follow him on Facebook, and when I tell you the music that he be posting,
hey,
I go in my crate downstairs, like, all right, Ruben know his stuff, all right?
Yeah.
Ruben know his stuff.
He do.
But I'm telling you, that was a fantastic interview, and especially when, he talked about, community participation when it comes to the budget meetings.
Yes, yeah,
Definitely.
because, a lot of times you always think, okay, well, they don't want to be bothered. And that may be true, but he really understands the power of the people's will.
Exactly.
And so he wants to see particularly things for youth services. So community centers, arts, and things like that, to make sure that they have things to do,
Exactly.
He wants people to really advocate at these budget hearings. And yes, a lot of the stuff is virtual, but Charles County, I will say, does a great job when it comes to listing out when the next hearings are, what time they be. But he also mentioned springtime, it's coming. They will have those budget hearings, and he really wants people to be a part of it, be proactive, email, do what you can do, and get out there so we can make this a great place for everyone.
And I mean, that's for not only our community here in Charles County, but that's anywhere. If you want to see change, you got to get involved, and
it's not up just to the board.
Exactly.
Right?
It's not just to the board. And, we're not going to touch on anything that's really going on in the country right now. We know what's going on, but if you want change, you got to get involved, and
it starts local.
It starts local.
Yeah.
You can't jump all the way up to the feds. It starts where you live. Change starts where you live, and then it grows from there. So get involved, people.
And that's another thing he really relayed, which I enjoyed, and I needed to be reminded of myself. Yes, you can't save the world. You might not be able to save the world in one day. You can't save the globe. Time. It does. Yep. And you may feel completely overwhelmed or things are out of your control because you can't do that.
Exactly.
But you have an area, a radius right around you, a community, a neighborhood right around you that's surrounding you where you can definitely do things. And in turn, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just a cycle of change and growth.
Exactly.
And that does spread out.
And
so,
I would feel remiss if we didn't mention the special things we did as a brewery. As we donated our money to the our local elementary school. You'll see that picture right there of Watts. And there's another beautiful young lady on the side. That's my wife. You know, those two beautiful young ladies, you know, they went up to Samuel Mudd Elementary School and donated some gift cards to some families that in need. And then, you know, we also, as part of our community, we donated, gave a donation to our chapter of the NAACP. You know, and that's just some of the small things we do for our community. We also participated with the brothers of ST Kendall 153 and the sisters of Oxon Hill on a canned food drive. You know, we had a big push for canned food drive. Even though we were closed, we were still out here doing things in our community, you know, because not only are we provide a service, you know, but again, we're part of the community and we want to do things for the community.
And that was one of my favorites, I'll be honest with you, because when you call, and you can do this, you call volunteer organizations, they say that all the time, they have too many people wanting to volunteer, right, during the holidays or during these particular special days. They don't have enough people volunteering at, you know, those other times of the year. So to have Kendall, SC Kendall, and the Sisters of Oxon Hill, think about, okay, what happens after this holiday? They're still going to need food. They'll still need resources. I love that, you know, and I want to see more of that.
Exactly. And please, if you have something that you want to partner with us on, that's within that realm or anything that we can do, contact us, you know. And we do have our email address, contact@patuxentbrewing.com, and just reach out to us, because we not only serve beer and we serve a good time, good atmosphere, but we're a part of the community and we want to help any way that we can. You know, we'll get out there, we'll do things, we'll do those type of things, and that's the type of things that we like to do. You know, so I guess
which also brings one more thing in.
We got something else.
So, Charles County voted.
Ooh, what?
And we got a few on Facebook, but we actually got a lot on our website.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The people of Charles County have spoken. And you have asked for the county beer to be IPA style.
Woo! My favorite.
Oh, see? I want an amber bad. I ain't gonna lie.
A little background. All right, a little background. We partnered with
Explore Charles County, Charles County's Office of Tourism.
Yes, to come up with the official style beer.
Yes.
Of Charles County.
Yes.
Now, we are the only brewery in Charles County, so of course we're going to produce the beer.
Why
so
not?
we wanted to just get a feel from all the residents, all of our fans within Charles County. Hey, what type of beer would you guys like to be the official beer of Charles County?
Yeah.
And when you just mentioned that it was an IPA, that put a smile on my face, because, you know, one thing about the residents of Charles County, we like to get down, like to feel good. And what makes you feel good the most? A good, tasty IPA with a good high ABV.
So we don't know yet whether we're going to get a hazy, juicy, you know, any IPA, dipper, tipper, whatever it may be.
But you know it's going to be an IPA.
Yes.
And when it comes from Patuxent, it's going to be good, because we specialize in the drinkable IPAs.
Yes. And so this thing, it's one of those things, again, where we started something small locally, and it's actually going to grow into a wonderful, larger thing to assist the community with, because now we have Shop 53 tattoos.
Shop 53,
on board.
Shop 53.
Yes.
Because artwork, right?
Absolutely. And she does they do amazing work.
And again, another local community business. Matter of fact, we probably gotta get them on the show.
I can't wait. Shannon's ready.
Cool.
I don't know about the rest of the ladies there, but Shannon is definitely ready.
Get them on the show. Again, Patuxent is all about the community. We're all about the businesses in the community, and we're all about giving back to the community. And again, it's so much has happened since we haven't been on. Didn't we get voted? Yeah.
We also were voted winners of Best Brewery for Southern Maryland.
And picture should be coming.
Thank you to Southern Maryland Independent.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who voted. Definitely. Absolutely. Who voted for everyone. We really, really appreciate it. You know, this is a labor of love for all of us, but it's always still nice to be acknowledged and recognized. So we really appreciate everyone.
I mean, we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for you guys.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So with that, we're going to be closing up. But look, we got a lot in store this year with the mashup. And, you know, some shows are going to be Zoom. Some shows are going to be here. Some show we're going to do some live stuff. We're going to have the audience. We got so much that in this year that we're just about to,
he's going to blow up right now.
About to blow right up. We got so much. So again, shout out to our producer, Miss D.
Yes.
You know, she is the magic behind all of this. You know, she keeps everything. Ooh, that sounds wrong. Behind all of this.
Get them, D.
Right? So I can't wait for this year. 2021 is going to be awesome for both Patuxent Brewing Company and for the mashup. So tune in again, all right, and check us out on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify.
Oh yeah, you got
any other platforms we on? Oh yeah, check us out. Hopefully in the future on Clubhouse, we're gonna test that out. We might test that out.
You want to get a little tiki-talky too?
We can do a little tiki-talk. You do TikTok professional, right? So
we got some help. We got some help that's gonna help us TikTok. Yeah, you can't see the this young star, upcoming star that we have, but we can. She's gonna help us with some TikTok.
Right. Is she out there in the audience? Maybe.
Who is this? Who is this?
And Davey's bringing in our temporary brew dog right now.
The security guard.
Security.
Can we see the security guard we got
can
now?
the brew dog make an appearance?
Because I'm gonna let you know, ever since we came up, we had to enforce security around these parts, and so we ain't playing now.
So all right. Davey,
we ain't playing.
You gonna jump in front of the camera, Davey? Go ahead, come on,
Davey. Show him killer.
Show him killer. We got a brew dog. If you guys are listening to audio, we have a temporary brew dog.
And killer don't play.
And what is his name? His name is Impulse.
Impulse.
So that tells you what kind of dog this is. He is crazy.
Thank you,
Impulse.
A lot
of energy. Thank you, Impulse. But hey, thank you for coming back and joining us on the mashup. We can't wait to see you guys again. Peace, love, and blessings. Take it easy, all right? Drink local.
Bye.
The Mashup at Patuxent Brewing Company is a podcast hosted and written by Gene Lott and Tranice Watts. Video production, audio, lighting, and editing provided by Deanne Reed. Opening titles music is When I Get On by Little Joseph, featuring Calivra. Bumper music is courtesy of the Backyard Band. Other sound sources can be found at audiojungle.net. The views of our guests expressed on the mashup are not necessarily the views of Patuxent Brewing Company, but they are protected by the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. Many thanks to our guests and our supporters across the digital spectrum. We appreciate everyone who visits our tap room and those who buy our beers at their local restaurants and retail outlets. The mashup may be viewed on YouTube and heard across several social media outlets. Check our website for listings at patuxentbrewing.com. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. The Mashup at Patuxent Brewing Company is a copyrighted broadcast and may not be reproduced in whole or in part without the expressed written permission of Patuxent Brewing Company.